everyone, and welcome to another video at Project JEEPLIFE. So if you've noticed, this place looks a little familiar, and that's because it's the same campsite from last week. And to explain why we're at the same spot as last week, I have to go back a couple of days. So it all began when we were parked outside a community center working on our video. We were using the Wi-Fi and just getting some work done. And then we heard a knock on the window, and it was the police. So looks like some locals saw that we were parked outside the community center for a long period of time, and then they called the cops. But then we explained our situation to the police, and we told them that we were just there using the Wi-Fi, and he was actually very understanding. He even mentioned, yeah, with all the provincial parks closed and with all the campgrounds closed, your choices are limited. So he just let us know that we can't be parked there for long hours and we can't be there overnight, and he just let us be. So usually when we're parked outside in public places such as like libraries, or in this case the community center, it's usually not an issue and no one really bothers us. But I understand how, with the whole situation going on right now, that we could be cause for concern. So after this incident, Aldo and I had a little talk, and we decided to lay low for a bit. We decided to stop moving and just be stationary for at least a week or two. Also, another reason is, well, if I'm being honest and true to ourselves, we are not all about just being out in the wild and like going on trails and things like that. I mean, we do enjoy that quite a bit, but we also really enjoy exploring these little towns and cities and just getting to know about their history and things like that. Like, for example, cities like Liverpool and Lunenburg, we would have loved to explore these cities, but with the situation right now and with everything closed, we are unable to do so. And also, if we do go into these cities, we do not want to be cause for concern for anybody. So since we're not able to do that, we don't feel good about going all the way east and skipping all these beautiful towns in between. So we've just decided to stay stationary. We do have a couple of videos planned. We might be working on that as well. So if you see some weird videos come out of this channel, just ignore them, or if it makes sense to you, watch them and then ignore them. It's up to you. Also, I just want to add why we picked this spot to set up as our camp. It has all the aspects that we really are looking for at a nice camp spot. It has water. It's very close to the road. We know that there are a couple of cabins just down the road, so if we need any help, we can reach out to them. And we also met some of the locals here and some people who live here, so that just gives us like a sense of safety, and we feel comfortable here. So that's why we decided to come back to this spot. So the plan for today is we're just going to head up this trail and just check out the place around us and see what's out there, and just get to know this place a little bit more, because it is quite a long trail up this river. So we're just going to go and explore, and then we'll just come back to camp, base camp. So we started heading up the trail along the river from our camp, and then we decided we'll just come up this way and then do this loop and then maybe go over here and check this out because it seems like a big lake. And then as we were coming over here, we saw this little clearing that just led up to this lake, and it's a pretty nice spot. Is it just me or does this remind you of Stranger Things? I don't know if it's this spot or it's the weather that's changing. The bugs are out. I don't know if you can see it, but there are these tiny insects. So let's keep moving and then just see what we find, and then maybe in some time we'll just head back to camp. No, don't. Okay, so we are at the end of the loop. There's actually another 300 meters or so to this loop. We just decided to park the Jeep here and just walk the remaining 300 meters just to assess the condition of the trail. And as we suspected, it was pretty muddy and it's still thawing, so there's a lot of water, and we're glad we didn't take the Jeep in because we would have made it even more messy, and we don't want to do that. And usually in conditions like this, we just try to walk it or look at the condition before we take the Jeep in so we don't destroy the trail. This route is actually not a designated ATV trail, or it's not a designated motorized trail. It's just crown land, and so it hasn't been maintained very well. And at the end of the trail, there's just the river and there's a lot of overflow, not really a lot of camping spots, but yeah, that's the situation at the end. And it looks like a lot of people have just made like alternate trails to access that area as well, just to avoid the overflow and the water and the mud there. So yeah, we're just going to turn around and head back to camp and look at making some dinner. So let's go. One day, one man was drowned in the water. Sun is about to set, or it's setting right now, and we're just going to pack up and get ready for bed. It's getting a little chillier, so we'll get into bed and maybe watch the rest of Irishman. We've been watching it for like 2 days now, so we'll probably finish the movie today. We have a fun day planned for tomorrow, so yeah, that should be fun. Okay, so we just finished breakfast, but if I'm being honest, that might as well have been lunch because we overslept a little today. It was raining in the morning, so we decided to just stay in bed a little longer. It's nice and sunny now, so yeah, we're just gonna get about our day. So what are we doing today, Aldo?
Three things. We're going to learn how to use the winch, the high lift jack, and the portable air compressor.
So he was so awkward about that. Okay, so we've actually never used the all this recovery gear before. We bought it, but we've actually never had a chance to use it. We've seen people use it on the trail at our club, Ganaraska 4x4, but we haven't really used it. So we thought we'll invest some time into getting to know this gear. Might as well invest the time now and learn it now rather than us getting stuck somewhere and then having to YouTube it then, I guess, right? So let's do that now.
Lift the reversing latch until it locks in the up position. Is it an up position?
One down, two more to go. Second learning of the day complete, on to the third. Okay, so the learning has been put on hold for a while. We suddenly got a notification on Aldo's phone, and it seemed like it was a transaction at wish.com for about $300, and we definitely did not make that transaction. And we also got a message from the bank claiming that there's some fraudulent activity, and it is. So Aldo is right now standing on our signal rock, he's trying to contact the bank. Looks like it's a long wait time, so put the learning on hold for now until we get this sorted out.
The longer than usual delay to reach an agent. Your call is a priority and will be answered by the next available agent.
Aldo. Okay, so the fraudulent activity has been stopped. The card has been cancelled and blocked, and no more online shopping for you, Aldo. That was oddly satisfying. First, we're gonna try single line, then we're gonna try double line. We can't do triple line because we don't have a second snatch block. So yeah, let's do that now. now double line. Today's learnings are complete. Now on to some food. Right?
Is that your pet?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call him Bob. Hi Bob. What's up, Bob? So we're going into town today because we need to get a new stove. So the old stove we had, it's been acting weird for a few weeks now, but for the past few weeks I was able to not use it as much and just try to use like campfire or use my small butane stove. But now with the fire ban and everything, I am forced to use that stove. It seems like there's a leak, so it's just eating up the cylinders. Like I've gone through about 4 cylinders in the past 1 week, which is usually not the case. So we're going to go into town now, try to find a new stove, and that's the plan for today. Oh, and we also need to fill up on some water. The orange arrows. Alright, so that took way longer than we expected. It's a tough decision buying a stove. We finally picked one and I'm so excited to show it to you guys. And we bought some groceries and some much needed supplies and got some water as well. And it started getting really late. It is really late right now. I think we have about 30 minutes of sunlight left or so. I don't think we would have been able to go back to that camp spot because we came quite far from there. So we are at this spot and I think you might recognize this spot from our previous videos. We actually stayed here a couple of nights once a while back. So I think we're going to take a quick walk over to the lake so you can see this place again. And then we'll come back and make some dinner. Oh, and that's Aldo's new toy. Looks like we're here on time for the sunset. So it got dark really fast and really quickly yesterday. We had a quick dinner and we went to bed, and it's a nice and bright and sunny day today. It's I think 11 degrees Celsius and we're seeing 11 degrees after a really long time, so it feels so nice. And let's get into the stove now. Let's open it together. So we didn't have a lot of options to choose from at Walmart. My criteria was to get something small and super sturdy. And then I think we finally just settled on this guy. I like it like this. Okay, it works. So what do we make for lunch? Aldo's going off to the lake to get some water. Bye. I think I'm gonna name this dish tortilla pizzas. Some salt, some cayenne. So, who's the best? Okay, so fun fact, this place is actually not crown land or public land as we thought. It's somebody's land, it's private property. So the owner came by and he was like, pick any camp spot you want. Okay, it wasn't that easy. So there's a house close by, and then the dog from that house ran up, and so I went to play with the dog. And then the owner also was standing there, so I spoke to her from a distance and I was like, hey, is this crown land? Is it private property? Is it your property? Should we leave, sort of thing? And then she was like, oh no, I don't actually own that. It belongs to someone else. It belongs to Dawn. And then we were like, oh, okay, we'll just leave then. She's like, I can give him a call to check if it's okay for you guys to stay. And she called him, and then a few minutes later, Don, his wife, and then his daughter and a bunch of them showed up. And then we explained the situation to them, and we told them this was the whole situation we were in. Obviously, we apologized for the inconvenience. We really did not want to put them in that situation, and we really didn't know. There was no sign saying it was private property or anything, so it was hard for us to gauge what it really was. After they heard us out, they were cool about it, and they said we can stay here as long as we want. And they even said that we're probably in the safest place on planet Earth, which makes us feel really good about this spot. So yeah, I think we'll stay here for a couple of days or so. And like I said, we have some videos planned. We'll probably work on those videos during this time. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's a little redundant, but it is the situation we're in, and we're glad to be able to share that with you. Like this video if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave your questions, suggestions in the comment section below. Thanks, bye. One second. Start over, please. Off it and start over. I didn't see your underwear. Wait, let me try that again.